Hey guys, so today I thought I'd bring you a new segment to the channel. Uh, I guess I'll consider it a random card learning experience. So with random.org, I can find two different letters, and with those letters I will search them up. So for example, my test search, we have FO, and I would pick the second thing to come up. Advanced Force would be it, and I talked to you about it, but I don't want to go with Advanced Force. We're going with something else that's random. Let's try, that's not going to have anything, QL, but we'll try it anyways. QL does not have anything. Okay, LP will definitely have some stuff. Let's see. Okay, so we have this guy. I can't even read his name. Alpacariboli, Mystical Beast of the Forest, is the first one. And I said we talk about the second one, so let's talk about Alpha the Magnet Warrior. So, what can we do with Alpha the Magnet Warrior? Of course, you have Valkyria, that you can try and make. Valkyrion the Magna Warrior, doesn't have Magna in its name. Magna Warrior. So, it must be special summoned by attributing all this stuff. He's not really worth going for. 3,500 attack. Yeah, it gets over a lot of things, but he easily dies. He does not have any protection. Then this effect is you contribute this card to target one of each of these and special summon those targets. Only problem with that is it's not a quick effect. If it was a quick effect, then your opponent goes deep prison, you're like, oh, let's break him apart. So, this card would definitely be much better if it had quick effect. But back to Alpha. What can we do with Alpha the Magnet Warrior other than making that? So you have Alpha, you have Beta, and you have Gamma. What do you notice about these things is if you run them all in a deck, you can use Rescue Rabbit. Another thing you might notice is that they are rock, so you can use this with a rock deck. What works well with this is Block Golem. Alright, we have Block Golem. And Block Golem says if everything in your grave is Earth, so these guys are all Earth, you can tribute it to special summon, or to target, quote unquote, 2 level 4 or lower rock monsters in your grave, except for another Block Golem, and special summon them, but their effects cannot activate on the field. Well, these guys don't have an effect, so it doesn't really matter. You get your pieces back. So Block Golem's a really good addition, and if you're thinking of running a rock deck, you may as well run Pachycephalo. Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo. I don't see why most people have a problem with that. It's not really that hard to say. But neither player can special summon monsters, and what's the face up? You nuke all special summon monsters on the field. So it's really obviously the anti-meta card. Level 4, so if for some reason its effect gets negated, you can always overlay with Alpha. Alpha, what else works with it? This is a normal monster, so you can use cards like Faustine Bargain. It says send one special summon monster on either side of the field, so you can get rid of your opponent's monster with this. To special summon one level 4 or lower normal monster from your hand, so you can get your Alpha straight onto the field from your hand and deal with one of your opponent's special summon monsters. You know, most of everything is about special summoning these days, so you go Faustine Bargain. Oh, you have this? Not anymore. Now I have my Alpha on the field, which will also help you make your faster rank 4s. Anything else that we can think of? Probably there are a few things like Symbols of Heritage, I believe. Yes, Symbols of Duty, my bad. You send a normal monster you control to the grave, select and special summon one monster from either graveyard and equip it with this card. So this is a monster reborn, a legal monster reborn for any deck that runs normal monsters. Get rid of your normal monsters and make it equip spells that special summon stuff. So you can make combos with this just to get rid of Alpha, because he's not really that great. 1,400 attack, 1,700 defense. With those stats, he's maybe a 3-star at best, and not really a 4. But for back then, I can see he was a 4. Okay, so can we think of anything else? Honestly, to be frank with you, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. There are things that you can do. I think Dark Factory of Mass Production might work with that, because you get to target 2 normal monsters in your grave and add them to your hand, so you can pick him right back up as a target. So now, at this point, I'm basically talking what cards work with him. In other episodes, I might go try this again. WD, that might pull up some stuff. So we have WD, and I would go Dewdark of the Ice Barrier, and if there's only face-up monsters you control or level 2 or lower monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. So in another episode where I do get an effect monster or a spell or a trap, I would talk to you about where it might be useful and how you can combo with it. So Dewdark, I doubt I'll get him again, so I may as well talk to you about him a little bit. If the only face-up monsters you control are level 2 or lower, so you can, this is a water, it's an aqua, and it's a tuner. So you can run this with your frogs. Frogs are all aqua, water, tuner, level 2s, so you can combo not only with the frogs, in the fact that you'll have Dewdark to attack direct, but you can also use it with Lemuria. So let's talk about this for a second. I may as well talk to you guys about Dewdark, an effect monster, so you guys get the basic gist of what I'm trying to show you guys this with. So we have all the frogs, almost all the frogs. Beasel's kind of a exception, I suppose, in Death's Frog, but you have all the main frogs. That one's also an exception. All the main frogs that you want to use, like these, are all level 2 aqua water monsters. So you can combo this with Lemuria, which says, its name is trees. Yumi, all waters gain 200 attack and defense, and during your main phase you can have all waters you control gain levels equal to the number of waters you currently control till the end phase. So you can make Dewdark while it's on the field. You normal summon Dewdark, you special summon Ronin from your grave, you play Lemuria, they both become level 4, and you get easy 8-star synchro summoning. So Dewdark opens up some pathways, because really you don't have too many tuners in this deck anymore. You do have the new Fishborg monsters, but they're not really worth making sometimes. This one is sort of a Treeborn Frog, I suppose, but only thing is it's trigger, so if you have Treeborn Frog will go off first. And then you'll have a monster on the field. Then this here, it summons itself onto the field on the main phase. And then during either of your main phases, you can discard a water monster, special summon it from the grave, but you have to destroy all monsters you control at the beginning of the battle phase that aren't waters. So I guess if you're not planning on going to your battle phase, you can go into stuff with this. It's a level 3 tuner, so not as much variety as you used to have with this little guy, Fishborg Blaster, but you do have some variety. And then you have Fishborg Launcher, which is also a level 1 tuner, here to replace Blaster, and it says if you have a monster in your grave other than Launcher and all of them are water, you can special summon it. If you do, it's banished when it leaves, and it can't be used as synchro material except for that of a water monster, so it's really limited, and then you can only use its effect once per turn. So this card's really hindered as opposed to this. This you can just, if you control face up level 3 or lower water, you can discard a card to special summon it. So, I mean, this one, it doesn't even say you can't go for a synchro that's not water. You can go for Hyper Library or something with this, but everything else has to be water when you're synchro summoning, which is really easy because you're usually using that on frogs. And then you have Fishborg Planner. While it's in the grave, you could send the top card of your deck to the grave, and then if it's a water monster, you special summon this card from the grave. So it's sort of a Lone Fire Blossom for water, I suppose, but it's not even a tuner is one problem with it. Another problem is it has to be a water monster that's milled for you to get an effect, so With frog decks, most of the time you've run through all your water stuff just to get going through swaps of fact. And back to Dewdark. So, Dewdark is, in my opinion, he's better than these guys. Much better use with Dewdark. And of course, he is an ice barrier, so you have a lot of ice barrier support. So you have all the good ice barriers are their synchros. Obviously, a lot of them hit on the ban list. And then you have some other ones that I believe this one's one I'm thinking of. Let me look at it. Each time a card is removed from your hand, your side of the field, graveyard, by the effective opponent's effect monster. This is more of a side deck card, I think. Yeah, this is more of a side deck card. It's anti-Trish. Alright, Medallion of the Ice Barrier. Okay, so you can use this to add it to your hand, but that's not what I'm looking for. Reveal 3 Ice Barrier monsters with different names. Select a card your opponent controls and destroy it. Then special summon an Ice Barrier. That's a pretty good one, but no, we're not talking about the Ice Barriers. So there's some Ice Barrier stuff, but I can't seem to find it. It was a spell is all I can remember. Magical Triangle of the Ice Barrier. Nope, I already saw that one. So probably just medallions, all I can think of for now. There are monsters that work well with this. You can use this with Dewdark, I believe. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You use this with Dewdark. So then you'll have Dewdark start attacking your opponent direct, and then your opponent's monsters won't be able to do much to kill it, Defender or Dewdark. Because they can't attack if their attack is greater than or equal to this card's defense. You do have that small gap between 1600 and 1200 that your opponent will be able to run over Dewdark, but most likely they'll just go, oh, let's pop it, or let's Dark Hole, or let's Torrential, or something, to get around it, or breakthrough skill this, and then I can attack. So that's probably what your opponent will end up doing. So just let me know what you guys think about this new segment. I plan on making more, so I'll probably make a playlist for these. So I'll see you guys later.